Every day you wake up with two choices: to stay the same or to grow. Your personality is not luck. It is not talent. It is the result of what you practice daily. If you change the way you see yourself, you will change the way the world responds to you. Speak better words about yourself and about others, because your words become your reality. Discipline yourself in small things, because small daily habits create powerful character. Learn to control your emotions, because the person who controls themselves controls their future. And finally, serve people. When you focus on adding value, confidence follows naturally. Improve a little every day, and one day you won't recognize the old you. That's not motivation, that's transformation. Every day you wake up with the power to become better than you were yesterday. Not by accident, not by luck, but by choice. Your personality is not something you were born with and stuck with forever. It is something you build. One thought, one word, and one action at a time. The way you see yourself determines the way you show up in the world. If you believe you are confident, capable, and valuable, your actions will begin to reflect that belief. Change your identity first, and your behavior will follow naturally. Pay attention to your words, because words are powerful. The way you talk to yourself in quiet moments shapes your confidence, and the way you speak to others shapes your influence. Speak with intention, positivity, and clarity, because every word you use is training your mind. Improving your personality doesn't require motivation, it requires discipline. Small habits done daily, reading a few pages, listening more than speaking, showing up on time, create a strong and attractive character over time. What you do consistently matters more than what you do occasionally. Learn to control your emotions. Anyone can react, but it takes strength to respond with calm and wisdom. When you master your emotions, you master your presence, and people begin to respect not just what you say, but who you are. Never stop learning. Every day, stretch your thinking, challenge your comfort zone, and grow your understanding of the world. Growth sharpens your personality and gives you confidence that cannot be shaken. And above all, focus on serving others. When you make it your goal to add value, your confidence rises naturally. People are drawn to those who uplift, encourage, and help. Improve your personality a little every day. Stay consistent, stay intentional. One day, you will look back and realize you didn't just change your habits. You transformed your life. Before you change what you do, you must change who you believe you are. Every action you take is driven by an identity you have already accepted, whether consciously or unconsciously. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your self-image. If you see yourself as confident, disciplined, and capable, your behavior will naturally align with that belief. But if you see yourself as unsure or limited, no amount of effort will last long. Most people try to fix their results by working harder, but real transformation begins internally. When your identity shifts, effort becomes easier. You stop forcing discipline, because disciplined actions feel natural to who you believe you are. You stop chasing confidence, because confident behavior becomes your default. The moment you decide, this is who I am now, your choices begin to change automatically. Your mind is always working to protect your identity. If your actions don't match who you believe you are, your mind will resist them. That's why lasting growth starts with a decision, not a task. Decide that you are the kind of person who shows up prepared, speaks with clarity, and acts with purpose. Once the decision is made, activity follows effortlessly. Change your identity first, and your habits will obey. When you upgrade how you see yourself, everything you do begins to rise to meet that new standard. The words you speak are not just sounds, they are instructions. Every sentence you say is programming your mind and shaping the way you experience life. The way you talk to yourself in private moments becomes the foundation of your confidence in public moments. If your words are weak, doubtful, or negative, your world will begin to feel limited. But when your words are intentional, positive, and strong, your mindset expands. Your brain believes what it hears most often, especially when it comes from you. When you repeatedly say, I can't, your mind looks for proof. When you say, I'm learning, your mind looks for solutions. Words don't just describe reality, they create it. They influence your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your results. The way you speak to others matters just as much. Words can elevate a room or drain it. People are drawn to those who speak with clarity, respect, and purpose. When your words add value, your presence gains weight. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You need to be intentional. If you want to change your life, start by changing your language. Speak life over yourself. Speak confidence before you feel it. Speak growth even when you're uncomfortable. Over time, the world you live in will begin to match the words you choose. Motivation is emotional, and emotions are unreliable. Some days you feel inspired and some days you don't, but your growth cannot depend on how you feel. Discipline is what carries you on the days when motivation disappears. It is the quiet decision to do what needs to be done, even when no one is watching and nothing feels exciting. Small disciplined actions, repeated daily, create massive change over time. Reading a few pages, practicing a skill, showing up prepared, or keeping your word may seem insignificant in the moment, but consistency turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. Discipline builds trust with yourself, and self-trust is the foundation of confidence. When you rely on motivation, you start and stop. When you rely on discipline, you progress. Discipline removes the need for debate. You no longer ask, do I feel like it? You ask, who am I becoming? And the answer determines your action. The most successful people are not the most motivated, they are the most consistent. They understand that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. Do the small things daily, and one day you'll realize your personality has grown stronger, steadier, and unshakable. True power is not found in reacting, it is found in restraint. Anyone can lose control when emotions rise, but strength belongs to the person who can pause, think, and choose their response. Your ability to manage your emotions determines the quality of your decisions, your relationships, and your leadership. When emotions control you, circumstances control you. A single moment of anger, fear, or frustration can undo years of progress. But when you learn to stay calm under pressure, you gain respect without demanding it. People trust those who are steady, not those who are explosive. Emotional control does not mean ignoring how you feel. It means refusing to let feelings dictate your behavior. You can feel anger and still speak with wisdom. You can feel fear and still act with courage. Mastery is not the absence of emotion, but the discipline to respond with intention. The person who controls their emotions controls their environment. When you remain calm, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you act wisely. And over time, that self-mastery becomes the quiet power that sets you apart. Growth stops the moment learning stops. If you want your personality to expand, your thinking must expand first. Every day, you should challenge your mind with something new, an idea, a skill, a perspective that pushes you beyond what is comfortable. Comfort may feel safe, but it never produces growth. When you learn something that stretches you, you build confidence from the inside out. Not the loud kind of confidence, but the quiet assurance that comes from knowing you are becoming more capable. Each new insight sharpens your awareness and strengthens your ability to communicate, adapt, and lead. Learning daily doesn't require hours, it requires intention. A few minutes of reading, listening, or reflecting can shift the way you think. And when your thinking changes, your personality evolves. You begin to speak with more clarity, act with more certainty, and approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear. The world rewards those who are growing. Make learning a daily habit, and over time, you won't just know more, you will become more. When you focus only on yourself, confidence feels forced and attention feels empty. But when you focus on serving others, something powerful happens. Your personality begins to shine naturally. Service shifts your attention outward, and in doing so, it removes insecurity and self-doubt. The most respected people are not those who demand attention, but those who add value. When you help, encourage, listen, or solve problems for others, you become important without trying to be impressive. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen, supported, and uplifted. Serving others also builds genuine confidence. It reminds you that you have something meaningful to offer. Every act of service reinforces your sense of purpose and strengthens your character. Over time, this creates a presence that is calm, grounded, and magnetic. When your goal is to contribute rather than compete, your personality grows effortlessly. Serve more, and you won't need to chase recognition. Your impact will speak for you. In the end, improving your personality is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of who you already are. It's the result of daily choices. How you see yourself, the words you speak, the discipline you practice, the emotions you control, the knowledge you pursue, and the value you give to others. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. Every day you choose growth over comfort. Stay consistent, stay intentional, keep showing up even when no one is watching. Over time, your personality will speak before you do, your presence will open doors, and your character will create opportunities become better daily, and one day you'll realize the change wasn't temporary, it was permanent.